everyone. Let me see. What is a dating trend right now that you'll never understand? I don't even know if y'all heard me up in there. What is a dating trend today that you'll never understand?
A dating trend today. You know what's funny about that is honestly my answer is probably right along with what we were just talking about last episode,
Mm-hmm.
which would be the and I won't say I used to think I understood it.
Okay, which is?
50-50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I used to think I understood it.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned it's just not the way. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not the way. So I'll say it's it's not very black and white.
Mm-hmm.
I think it can work,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just what can we expect? You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
can work and usually work are two different things.
Oh, can work and usually work. And
So
y'all, welcome to the Keepsake Corner. Look, y'all already know because again, y'all saw the last episode what we talking about, so he don't even have to further explain that unless y'all want him to. But no, we're not gonna do that because y'all gonna stop right now and y'all gonna go back to the last one and watch that one before y'all come in here. But while y'all do that, we gonna do the guest toast. Let's bring it, Evan. Welcome back to the Keepsake Corner. Mm. Welcome again. A favorite here, a favorite now, a favorite then, gonna stay a favorite.
yeah.
So, because y'all saw the last episode, we're just gonna jump right into what we were talking about because I had a question about what answering to somebody means in a relationship. Like, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that just seems so.
Hold up, can you hold this thought
Holding it.
before we get to that?
Holding it.
Because we saying they seen the last episode.
Yes, they did.
I wanted to clarify something.
All right, clarify in the corner,
All right,
y'all.
so
Clarify in the corner.
in that last episode, I mentioned that a lot of women are just stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I care about y'all feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought about that. I was like, man, that's gonna sound really.
He did.
It's gonna sound really tough.
Yeah.
I might need to clarify some things. Um,
He did.
so first and foremost, I'm gonna stand on business with that. But
he said what he said. Hey, he said what he said.
But I want y'all to understand there are a lot of people in general that are stupid, right?
This is true.
The people that are stupid are the people that are stupid. The ones who aren't need feel no offense.
Right.
So,
like I always say, hold on, there's a percentage over here.
Right.
And then there's a percentage over here.
Right.
Y'all know who we talking about.
So
Stupid.
if y'all if y'all if y'all not the ones who, I gave some examples of what some stupid women might look like. If y'all not that type, don't worry about it. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about you. I recognize there are a lot of great women out there.
And he said that in the last episode too, because y'all saw it.
There are a lot of great women out there. But there are a lot of stupid ones. So all right, I just had to clarify that.
All right. Now, don't be coming for us. Type in the comment, type in the chat. We talk back. We do. Because he said what he said. Yes. Now, go ahead. Y'all know all my fellas up in here are real ones. That's why they in the Keepsake Corner. All right. Y'all know we don't have no. And again, he is right. Everybody is stupid in some way, form, or fashion. And don't act like y'all ain't never even called other people stupid. And don't act like y'all ain't never called yourself stupid either.
I've been stupid. But we learn. Right. The ones who are a little less stupid are the ones who act stupid or do stupid things, but they recognize it and they try to do something different. You know? That's how you be less stupid.
Now, y'all good. Now, can we answer to that? No, I'm just gonna. No, I'm gonna. But that was. Thank you for that clarification in the corner.
For sure. So, yes. So back to your question.
Yes.
What did you ask me again?
Answering to people, like what? Because that just seems so negative and controlling. But do you hear that? Like seriously, like so what in the last episode that y'all saw, you were saying like, oh my God, you ain't gotta answer nobody. And when you break up, you're like, oh, you ain't gotta answer. It's a common thing that we hear.
For sure.
What does answering to somebody mean?
It just means that, you know, somebody's asking, they want to know where you at, when you gonna be here, why you late. Anything that I have to answer to you about, if I gotta adjust something, if I gotta change my schedule for you, if I have to prioritize, answering to somebody is prioritizing somebody in a lot of ways. That's it. And unfortunately, a lot of times it can be an inconvenience. Now, the reality is when you want to be with somebody and you want to be doing these things with and for somebody, it doesn't seem like an inconvenience.
Okay.
It's only when, well, I won't say that it doesn't ever seem like an inconvenience. It's more so it feels like less of an inconvenience when you want to do it, right?
Yes. Okay.
Or when it's appreciated, right? It's when a relationship is, you know, in murky water, or somebody's not being appreciated or whatever for their efforts, that those efforts they start to feel like more of a hassle and more of an inconvenience, and they don't feel, the person's not as ready to do it. All right. So
because like I said, answering, it just seems so negative, and when you bring it to light like that, it seems like that is the only time that it comes out. Because for me, those things that you were mentioning, you know, the where you at, who you been with and all that, for me, done correctly, y'all, it's more of a consideration thing, like or a safety issue or however. But when we mad at each other, I ain't got to answer to you. And it's like, bruh, because last week it was cool when you told me you was going here and there with the homies, but now you answering to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, like, because again, you hear it's a relief, like, oh, that's probably like one of the top 3 things that you hear when somebody breaks up immediately, right? And like you said before, it's most times it's a bitter breakup.
Yeah.
It's sad. So yeah, now you think about the things that have relieved you. But I just, so the answering thing, just the term. Y'all know how I am about terms. That's what I'm having trouble with, because again. So is it nearing the end when you start to feel like you have to answer, or again just in conflict?
It's more so in conflict. It feels worse toward the end, because then it's a time that you really don't want to be doing it. When it's conflict, it's more of like, okay, like we're going through you know, a situation, but sometimes like you view certain things as like your duty. You know what I mean? Like this isn't something that this isn't something that's like an inconvenience, because it's something that it's just necessary. So I'm not going to be looking at it like an inconvenience or whatever. But when you're toward the end of a relationship, and in other words, you're in a position where you know you don't want to be there anymore, then everything feels like an inconvenience, right? So and the word that you chose that stood out to me was controlling.
Yes.
And I feel like, honestly, people in relationships got it. Well, it ain't people. Men never talk about being controlled like that. It's very rare that you ever see something like that. And
yeah,
personally, I'm gonna just keep it a stack. If you're a man and you feel like you're being controlled, like grow some balls. But
yeah. Well, I mean, it's been common, like, oh, she always trying to control me in that sense, or
well, yeah, like I don't feel like a man should be controlled by a woman. I don't think a woman should be controlled by a man either.
Right.
But I mean, it's again, it's a leadership thing, and I'm just not about to be controlled by a woman. That's not gonna happen. Because that's a respect thing. You know what I mean? So if you are trying to control me, no, that's not gonna happen. The things that I'm gonna do for you, I'm gonna do them because I want to do them for you, right? But it's not gonna be because I'm being controlled.
Got it.
But I also understand the difference between concern and control, right?
Okay.
So
yes.
My woman is free to ask me where I'm going. Obviously, there's a thin line, you know, between concern and control, but I'm not gonna feel like because my partner wants to know what I'm, you know, what I have going on or where, you know, or who I'm with or where I'll be at or whatever. Um, Depending on how that's asked, I'm not gonna feel like that's controlling. Um, but the same needs to be reciprocated on both sides. When I'm asking questions or whatever, if I want to know what's going on, don't look at me as controlling. You know what I mean? Or if I'm saying like we need to do X, Y, and Z, understand what my intention is. My intention is always for the betterment of the relationship, right? It's not going to be because you know I just because I said so. You know, I'm not going to treat you know my partner like that.
And I think that is because again, as you're, I'm always thinking like, how do you? Because I'm all about mindset, mind shift, all of that, right? Because unlearning and relearning, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So I'm always wondering how, especially in the dating. Now, again, I deal with all type of relationships, right? But it's in the dating. How do you shift the mind of, again, and not just women, but for the sake, because we're talking about, you know, dating here, shifting the mindset of, it's setting the tone is what I'm trying to say. Because what you said, it's like I hear you, but a lot of women are still like, how do I know I can like try like well, you saying all that, like, you know, but so basically you want me to relinquish. That's what that was the word I was looking, like, relinquish everything based on what you're saying. But it seems like it's setting the tone, and I think that a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? They do not set a tone. They set expectations in a dirty way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as I'm thinking, because I'm trying to find right. Because there's not, so let's start to set a tone instead of expectations, because again, a lot of people talk, but like if you're hearing Evans, like, he has a plan, these are his intentions, and it's everything that he's saying is for the betterment. Like, it's a tone that's being set. He's not saying, you know, you need to be 5'5" and you need to work in here, like, you know what I'm saying, like. And I think that that's where it crosses, and that's where the issue is when it comes to dating.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of times people don't they don't put their intentions on the front street, you know what I mean? Before anything else is said. You know what I mean? Just like you were saying right now, you kind of did it in your example, but that's what I tend to do a lot of times. I'll make sure I preface something by saying like, you know, I want you to understand my intentions when I say what I'm about to say or when I do what I'm about to do. This is what I'm trying to accomplish, right? So you understand that there's no malice in it. You know what I mean? You understand that this is not me, you know, belittling your feelings or negating them or whatever, but this is my intention here. So then we can work together to, you know, come to whatever resolution needs to be come to. But you know, I'm always make sure that my intention is clear. So that way, if you want to take something out of context, that's on you. I made it clear what my intention was. All right.
Make your intentions clear. And you know what? That's good, because that would eliminate a lot of backtracking. Like, there a lot of people have the tendency to say what they say, right? And then backtrack, like, I didn't mean that. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's human nature. I've done that.
Right. But no. Or not even, no, I didn't mean that. Like, no, let me not say it in that sense. They're stating their intentions after. That's what I mean. That's totally different from I didn't mean that. Like, but I mean stating their intentions after. They say what they say, and then when they see that the person either didn't register it well,
Right.
or respond differently, they're like, no, my intent. They state them later, but at some point, the person already feels the way that they feel, and they've already taken it the way that they've taken it,
Right.
and obviously already responded. So no, not in the sense I didn't mean what I said, like more like no, I like intended it for you to X, Y, and Z. So that's good. Starting off with your intention, and too, that'll help with the tone thing. Because that's what we were talking about too when it come to tone. It'd be like, look, I'm saying it like this because we're here to come with a solution. I was trying to pull up an Instagram clip of something somebody said, but I don't want to do the voice because I don't know copyrights. I ain't got time for that. So I'm gonna try to read the captions because it was something about what we were just talking about. Oh, so she said, I don't like honesty. I like transparency. Let me explain the difference. Hey, babe, I'm going to dinner. That's the truth. But transparency is, hey, babe, I'm going to dinner with 7 people: John, Sarah, this and all of that. So now I'm forthcoming. It was going too fast, but did you kind of catch what you saw that? Okay, you saw that what I was saying?
Yeah.
And it brought me to what you were offering. Why was I tying that? I was tying that into something we were just talking about.
Being controlling?
Yes. Because a lot of the people in the comments, some people was like, dang, if you just insecure, just say that.
Right.
Like, and then other people, I could go to some of the some of the comments was like, she thinks she's somebody boss. I don't need to tell you everything before I do it. That's unbecoming of a man. She has too much of what she thinks is masculine energy.
All right. Well, let me be clear here on that. When it comes to noting or naming everybody that's going to be there and all, the only time that it matters if it's somebody, let's just be, we're not stupid, we know when it matters. So if there's a person that our partner is uncomfortable with, an ex probably, right, and that person's going to be there, and and we're telling people, or we're telling them like, hey, I'm going to dinner. Now if I say I'm going to dinner, and I failed to say, oh yeah, by the way, my ex is gonna be there.
Right.
That's, come on. Like, come on, we know what we're doing there.
Right.
Right. But if we say, okay, we're going to dinner, and by the way, so and so is gonna be there, I just want you to know this is the case, blah blah blah. That's necessary. That's transparency, as she's calling.
Okay,
and right. So I agree with it. That's not controlling. That's called respect. And that's what people don't have in relationships. They don't have enough respect for people in relationships anymore. You gotta have respect. Like, that's it. At the end of the day, if there's something that I'm gonna do that is going to make my partner uncomfortable, then now I'm telling you, there are little gray areas in there too. So like I said on the last episode, I will withhold the truth if I know that no damage would be done. Right? That's to protect feelings. Right? So I'm not gonna unnecessarily say something to my partner that I know is gonna get her all worked up, get her in her feelings, and now we're in this whole situation where I gotta deal with that if there was no need for it. Right? But if, let's say, for example, that circumstance there, I'm going to dinner and an ex is gonna be there, right? That would never happen for me. But just as an example,
right.
I'm going to dinner and an ex is gonna be there, and that ex has been kind of disrespectful in terms of like not respecting the fact that I'm in a relationship.
Okay, right.
And she still, shoots her shot, no,
Yes,
she's got no remorse.
Yeah.
Right? Then naturally I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to say something to my partner just so she has the heads up. But if it's something where it's like, okay, this person's gonna be around, they don't give a shit about me. They got a whole partner with them. Like, it ain't nothing like that. Probably won't even speak to that person. I'm probably gonna save your emotions.
Oh my God. So that's a good topic that I've been wanting to talk about. I touched on it on Tips Tea Thursday, couple of months ago. Exes still being around. Oh my God, where are my notes about that? Because I was referencing this was months ago again. This was Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey and his ex. I forgot her name. I think her name was. I hate butchering stuff like that. You remember that one? I remember her name. So she went and did a post saying that it's Taylor Swift's fault that she's not in the circle no more. Like, she ain't all in the videos no more. She can't be in the boxes and all of that. And it's just like you blaming Tay Tay. Don't blame Tay Tay. Like Tay Tay the girl. Like, so my thing. So you brought it up now, and I'm like, okay, are exes still? Should they still be around all in the videos? Because, and I know this is flipping and switching, but I'm segueing into it because, again, if we're going to a dinner, because now my first thought is like, okay, what environment is this where the ex is still like at the dinner that I have to tell my partner that my partner not rolling with me? You know what I'm saying? That was about to be the other thing. Most cases, I mean, unless it was like a situation where maybe my partner had something else to do and that's why she couldn't, I would always bring my partner with me. So right, but let's just say like this is whatever. So the ex is still like, are exes still around? Like, I mean, I know that's celebrity, of course. You're not gonna be in the box. It's room for one girlfriend, not the exes and all that. You're not the girlfriend anymore. So now the new girl, it's not her fault. It's if anybody had to be at fault, it's Kelsey's fault. Right. You're not the girlfriend no more. Right. So not in your world. Exes are not around. No, but I will say I have exes that like we still follow each other on Instagram, but it ain't nothing like that. It's like barbecues. Yeah, it's like and that's a couple of them, like, and I don't have many exes, so, but just a couple, and the interesting, but there's no real interaction, like my ex from high school into early college. She's married now. You know what I mean? Like we follow each other and we'll like post or whatever. Like it's whatever like beef we used to have when we were younger. Right. Shit. Right. Like it was bad back then, but it's all good. It's water under the bridge, and so we cool. Like I like to see her doing well. She's happy, all that. I think she feels the same for me. Right. Right. And so that's cool. It's stuff. Nothing big. So like I remember once I went on a date with somebody and she was telling me like if she was dating me or if she's dating anybody, like she expects them to like unfollow anybody that they've ever been involved with like that. I'm like, you must be out of your mind. You don't know how many dates I've been on. Right. Like, it ain't that deep for me. Like just because I follow somebody or they follow me, like it's not that serious. Like you take social media way too serious if you think it's like that. Now, if you start seeing some suspicious activity or whatever, that's one thing. Yeah. But right. But outside of that, like I'm not about to be combing through all of my followers. Think like, did I sleep with this person? Have I been out with this person? Like, oh, gotta unfollow. Meanwhile, this person is in a whole relationship, maybe got a baby of their own. Like, they don't give a fuck about me. So baby shower pictures posting tomorrow. Right. Like it is not that deep. Like we still follow each other. We know each other, and there's no beef. Like it ended amicably, or if it didn't end amicably at the time, like we're fine now. Like it's fine. So I don't. I'm not big on that. Like I don't really like if I get into a new dating situation or a new relationship or whatever. There are things that I just don't do. I don't ask about body count, even though that's something that sometimes I think I might probably should, but I don't. Why? Oh my God. So hold on. I know, look, I know y'all knew this is the keepsake corner and y'all knew, but again, remember your girl, if you're local in Southern California, then I have my keepsake mixers monthly, right? So I told y'all I had to retire Aaron, which is his cousin, then I had to retire him. So after Evan, I picked up his brother Matt. Shout out to Matt. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh no, okay. The fact that you bring him up when I said body count got me worried. Yes. Oh my. So how we met? No, not how we met Matt. The reason why I brought Matt on the panel, and this is the example that I started off with. So Matt is a photographer, wonderful photographer, and we did a retreat together. Not us together, right? Y'all messy. No, he was the photographer. I was the relationship coach on the retreat. It was a couples retreat. It was a great couples and singles retreat. Great retreat, right? So one night we're at the fireplace and we're talking and we're having these relationship discussions because it's during the workshop. And so Matt goes, so we were talking about how when you're dating, are you multiple women and why? So Matt goes, yeah, I don't care. I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so one lady goes, wait, but are you having sex with all of them? Matt goes, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God. Like, man, he was like, what? So then somehow, I don't remember, my cousin remembers this. Somehow the number 15 came up with your brother. And I'm not talking about his body count. I was talking currently. Oh, he was talking now. Again, shout out to Matt. So when I brought him on the stage, I was like, I need you to clarify this story. And his whole point was like, yeah, you got to test drive. You know what I'm saying? Why would I, get serious with her, and don't have sex with this one, but this one real cool, but I don't know if her sex is good. So why not? I was like,
oh my goodness.
So yes, that's why I brought up your brother. That was hilarious when we talk about body count. Because so that was the other point that he was making. He was saying that body count, we were asking, and then you can chime in on this one, when it comes to the importance of body count. So for women, right, we were saying that we cool with a body count because that means you experience, and that means we ain't got to teach y'all, right? So they were saying it was different for the fellas. When it come to body count, y'all don't be like, oh, you experience. Y'all be like, hold on. Right. So go ahead. I just had to look. Let me tying it all this.
Look, I can explain the body count thing pretty well. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, men and women are different in that way. It's a double standard that kind of makes sense to a degree. Outside of some of the implications that can come with a high body count at times. But when we're talking about men and women, the fact of the matter is that men have to work for the majority of every vagina they get. Let's be honest. We have to put. I think this was said. Yeah, we have to work for that. We have to, in other words, we have to earn it. Right? Women don't have to earn dick. Y'all can get it whenever and wherever y'all want. So there's nothing to respect about a woman opening her legs for every man. Oh. There's something to respect about a man who can earn sex from a woman or from multiple women. It means a lot of he's coveted, he's desirable, right?
This is gay.
So there's and a lot of, and then obviously also I've heard something one time that was like damn, that's gang. When we talk about a key and a lock, right? So when you talk about a key that can open every lock, that's the master key, right? But when you talk about a lock that can be opened by any key, that's a weak ass lock. Yeah. So yeah, it's just different. Like,
oh, I was going with the fact that a key and a locked vagina that's not where we was going with that.
Well, no,
key vagina going locked.
But it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It's basically as the the manhood is the key. If that key can open any lock, that's the master key. Yes. But as the vagina, if that's getting unlocked by every key, then it's a weak lock, right? So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I can easily say it's a double standard. There are double standards that exist on both sides. You're not gonna see men getting in the clubs for free, right? So it just is what it is. It's one of those things. But at the end of the day, women's what we know, women's value, they're born with it. Men's value is earned, right? So women's value is theirs to lose, and ours is not. It's ours to gain. So, um, so yeah, it's you know, in other words, ladies, just don't be a hoe. You know, leave that to the men.
Do not be a hoe.
But
right.
yeah.
All right, hold on, Yana. I be coming up with stuff off the top of the dome. What number is a hoe? What's hoe number?
Well, for me, I'm gonna be very objective here.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, numbers rise the more, and I mean, maybe for some it doesn't, and for those, more power to them.
Mm-hmm.
But numbers rise with more time of being single. So the longer you're not in a relationship, the more opportunity you have for your numbers to rise, right? So I won't automatically call you a hoe if you have a certain number, depending on how long have you been single, why, all of that stuff. Sometimes people are single because they're hoes. So
okay, right. That's what I was trying to get. I was like, okay, but yeah, but you're that was just gonna repeat what you said. Yeah, like, I had to process that.
Yeah, sometimes people are single because they're hoes. Like they don't want to be in a relationship. They'd rather be a hoe. And
right.
Okay. More power to you. However, I mean, if that's the case, don't be mistaken and act like you got that valuable shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
Talking about it's all tight and wet and,
right.
and untouchable
and worth expensive dates and all that shit. Nah. No. But yeah, but I mean, outside of that, there are statistics around, what you can expect from a woman based on her body count. And the fact of the matter is, the body count of a woman cannot be too high if you want to marry them and expect that marriage to last.
Okay,
it can't be very high at all.
What's our number?
I'm talking like above 6 is risky.
Above 6 is okay. Above 6 is risky.
Above 10 is very risky.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little spectrum chart, y'all. I'm gonna post this. Watch y'all. Wait a minute, y'all girl go get her graphics on. I am. This is a body count chart. Hold on, don't be mad when I start posting this. I'm gonna send it in my email group. Body count chart. All right. So we got 1. Okay, what's gonna be at my other end down here? So we're gonna start at 0. Is it
start at 0?
We start at 0.
Yeah, start at 0. Okay. Hey, I mean, just in general, we're just going off the numbers.
Yeah. Okay. We'll start at 0.
Everybody got to start somewhere. There are still some virgins out there. Amen. So we'll start at 0, and then I would say go to, if we can find that information, go to 20. Okay,
so 20. All right. So you're saying on a scale of 0 to 20, 6 is where the risk starts?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, like 0 to 1 have like the highest success rate, of course, in marriage. And it makes perfect sense. It's because that's all they know, right? So they don't know, essentially, they don't know what they're missing out on. They're not thinking about the next man's penis. You know what I mean? Like, they just have what they have. They haven't experienced anything else. But what happens is when a woman experiences too many men, it becomes much harder to satisfy her. And she's not thinking about, so it's there will always be, basically it's a comparison thing. So the more she sleeps with, the more she has to compare to. And those emotions, I can tell you, shit. One of my relationships, my ex was stupid enough to tell me about the best sex she ever had before, when we first started dating, right? Don't do that, ladies.
Oversharing.
Told me about it.
That's stupid.
It's stupid.
I said what I said. Evan said what he said. That's stupid.
I told you that was stupid. She told me about this ex and how, he was the best sex that she had had, right? And
was this before or after y'all had sex?
Before.
Okay.
Before. But when we split the first time, matter of fact, yeah, I'm putting myself out there. Remember, I said we can all be stupid. I was stupid.
It's a safe space.
We split the first time. She went and she fucked him again. When I said I can be stupid or that I was stupid, I actually got back with her.
Sorry, that made me think of a question. Go ahead.
Now, mind you, I actually I wasn't that stupid because she manipulated me a little bit. She didn't tell me until after I got back with her. Yeah.
And then you were stupid again.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, case in point, when a woman has all of these experiences, it's gonna it's there's no positive that comes from that in terms of her future relationships. It only makes it more complicated. Because it leaves that room for comparison all the time.
Okay, I got a question. Yes, I'm hold on to it, but I want to get through the chart. All right, so six is risque, y'all. All right, what's that? Because we still 6 through 20. What?
Man, I can't give you. I mean, unless I pull out my phone and do some googling right now.
Oh no! Oh, I thought we was making this up. This was good. Give me the Evan scale though. Yeah, no, we're gonna look at the statistics.
Well,
we're gonna find the statistics, but I want to know your scale.
Remember, like I said, I don't ask somebody's body count.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Maybe I should, but I know everybody's circumstance is different. I more so ask them what they want out of life, and try to get to know them to see like how realistic it is for them. But one thing I don't do is ask body count. Why? Because that's not a conversation I want to have. Personally, I don't believe I have the right to ask anybody their body count.
The right.
I don't have the right.
That's
so
I was having fun making this up right now. I mean, I love a statistic. We're gonna go back and get the real statistics, but this was fun. Body count, risque, 6. Because I'm also so my question was going to be, but what if I feel you? It's gonna be a comparison game no matter what. But I'm still like the numbers. What if though? All right, so say the girl had 4.
I'd be like, that's cool.
No. But here. So 4, but 1 that was her first, obviously, right? Whatever. And what if 2 was it? Then 3 wasn't it? But then 4, you see, it's like, is it? You know what I'm saying? What if the second one was the best she ever had? Now she getting into 5 and it's not. So it's not based on body count. You see where I'm
No, well, yeah, but it's basically the higher the body count, the more that you have to compare.
Got you. So, I just made my own point.
Yeah.
Because it went from 1 to 2. It don't matter. It increased.
Right. So it's like you said, the first one's the first one. Obviously, you ain't gonna be no pro or whatever. And let's say the second one's amazing. Yeah. The third one ain't it. But that second one being amazing, that third one when it ain't it, you're gonna be like, ah. Now, if that third one had been your first one, you're gonna feel differently, right?
Oh.
You don't know no better. And so you end up growing with that person sexually rather than automatically writing them off. Right? So, and then you go on to the fourth one, and you'd be like, oh, the fourth one was all right, but it still wasn't as good as the second one. So I need to find somebody who's as good as the second one. Well, I'm going to keep going back to the second one. So then there's that toxic element, right? Because you got dudes who are really trying.
Stigmatized.
Yep. You got dudes who are really trying, but then you going back to the ex because he laid it down the best or whatever, right? And to be clear, that same chick that when we broke up the first time went back to her ex and fucked him. When we broke up the second time, she started talking to somebody. She came back and fucked me too. So she was just kind of toxic. I ain't gonna lie.
But no. But so okay, so that was my question. How did that make you feel the first time you had sex? That's why I asked you, did she tell you that before y'all had sex? So for you, as a man,
it made me feel like I needed to perform. Right. Yeah, it made me feel like I needed to perform. And It was cool. It was all right. It was. I
Did you
mean,
ask afterwards?
nah.
Okay.
I think we definitely talked about our, and I think that's important. I think the only way you can make sure that you're having a fulfilling sexual relationship with somebody, you gotta communicate that stuff, unless it's obvious that it's good. You know what I mean? Like, but like I knew I can say without a shadow of a doubt we had a healthy sex life. But but at the end of the day, I think her overexposing her, and it's not like I knew her body count. And it was double digits. You know what I'm saying? So that was too high. And looking back on it, it's like it wasn't like high double digits, but it was there.
Right,
And
right.
that enough was causing her to be very toxic. Needless to say, this person was pregnant a month after we stopped talking to each other.
And also age, of course. You
Yeah.
can't have 6 at 18.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want you to have any at 18. I don't want you to have any at 18.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you can't have 12 at 22.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
that's different as well. That's something different. Okay, so Beck, why do guys not look at, oh, there's gonna be so many questions in one. Why do guys not look at it as, oh, she experienced like this pussy? Y'all know I don't even really cuss. It's fire, like, cause she know what she doing, as opposed to us. Like, I don't even know, ladies. Do y'all ask body counts? I don't. Like, I don't even. You know what? I think girls rather know names. F a body count. Yeah. Who is she? Yeah. Like, who was it? I don't even care about. I want the name. It was Keisha, Pam, Latanya. Like, about 3 kids. Like, we don't want. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about the body count. We want names. But for, yeah, I don't think we just like, oh, he put it down. Like, so at my event when when your brother was there, like, us as women, we were like, yeah, like, shit, as long as we don't want to have to teach you. Like, when you come in here weak, I don't know if we're like, oh, well, I think when you come in here weak, that's when we like, you ain't had none. You know what?
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna flip something on y'all.
Okay, cool.
So, popular opinion is that sexually men are selfish, right?
Yes, you come first, y'all just get your nut.
Right. Well, the fact of the matter is that women clearly don't understand men and our anatomy at all, because that's not always. So it's not like that's what we want to do. We would rather keep fucking you. It's fun.
Okay, right.
So it's not that we want to come fast. Like, it's not us being selfish. Now, as to why all you guys care about is, or you guys care about as long as he put it down, and we care about the purity of a woman, I would argue that you guys are the selfish ones in sex, because you guys don't want to deal with it not being super enjoyable, right? So
what you mean?
You're saying as long as he put it down, right? Putting it down means it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, you said.
I said y'all don't want to deal with it not being enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because y'all don't want to deal with it not being enjoyable, you want somebody who's experienced. That's the selfish side of it for you, right? Whereas we typically don't get it twisted. It depends on what we're looking for. If we're just looking for a good time, we probably prefer somebody who knows what they're doing. But
okay.
But I mean, there's a little bit of a gray area in there that I've also learned, is that a woman doesn't have to have a whole bunch of sexual partners to come across as experienced or to be experienced. She could have one partner who she grew with a lot sexually, and they learn new things together, and then eventually one day it don't work out, and now all of a sudden she's this one body count having super freak, like, right? Oh, so I wouldn't say that that's the most common thing, but I'm sure it exists.
Right.
So but yeah, I think that it just is what it is. We value purity in women, and as men, I think it's hugely because of our egos. So we like to be able to say we conquered something that most men or no men could. Women are the complete opposite. Women don't want a man that other women don't want. That's just not how y'all wired. If other women don't want us, y'all believe that's for a reason. We must be a lane, right? Y'all ain't gonna want us either. So it's just different. We're complete opposites. This is why, as men, this is why all this equality and blah blah bullshit. Right. We are not the same. Stop like all that equal respect. Sure, I'm all for that. All for that. Equal pay. All for that. That's part of equal respect for me.
Right. But let's define what we want as equal.
Yeah. Okay. But this is like when it comes down to men and women in general, we are just not the same. So understand that's why I personally I never understand when women pop off at the mouth at men and threaten or dare them to hit them. You do realize if he actually gave you what you're asking for, you'd be laid the fuck out and you'd be over here calling the cops.
No teeth.
So, right. So, why do that? Why not just accept the fact that he's bigger and stronger than you, right? Usually. And just don't cross that boundary. Keep it verbal. Try to be respectful.
Right.
You know what I mean? And on both sides, of course.
Right.
But all that, rah and hooping and hollering and trying to threaten or dare a man to hit you is crazy. So yeah, we're not equal. Understand our differences, respect them, and carry on. That's it.
Which is a whole nother topic.
It is.
We could do because I know respect is a big one. And I just don't know where we got lost. A lot of people say music. Okay, here's my thing. This is a whole nother topic. Because I'm like justification. Everybody tries to justify, So of course, when you think of independent woman, everybody go to Destiny's Child, independent. But that's not what they were talking about. Question. I gotta think about the lyrics. Hold on before I say that.
Definitely talking about being independent.
Yes, but I'm trying to think. Was it necessarily relation? Because again, let's remember it was off of the Charlie's Angels soundtrack. I mean, but it was still the lyrics to it. But even outside of that, when they go to No Scrubs, they swear it was that era too, like No Scrubs. So, all right, if we want to go into the whole music influence, this is a whole nother topic. We gonna pencil this one in because this could go
the music influence is funny to me. I mean, especially when it comes to Beyonce and Destiny Child and stuff, because they just be feeding off of y'all some sheep, and y'all just buy it. Everything they do. Yeah, she's the same. Look, Destiny's Child, they gave you independent. The Charlie's Angels.
I'm pull up there. Go ahead.
Then you got all my single ladies coming from a woman with a ring on her finger, right?
Right.
And then you got Let Me Cater to You coming from.
Okay.
So, it's the fact of the matter is, personally, I love naturally, I'm a man. I love the cater to you idea.
Right.
The independent thing. It was funny because when I was a kid when the Charles Daniels song came out, and I would be singing that shit too. And I was like, and as I got older, I'm like, now I understand it more, and I'm not just listening to it for a melody and a beat, and I'm listening to it for the words.
Yeah, you know how you be like,
I'm like, man, why was I ever singing this? But yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot, just like you said, there's a lot of musical influence. That's how come that. What's that one Drake song where he was uh uh it was I basically the one he was basically pushing the independent woman thing. It was very like and it was like, what's the breakdown? I don't know what it was.
Oh, care for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I can't think how it went.
Look, now I'm at the end.
Yeah. Nice for what? There you go.
Okay, okay, yes.
Nice for what? Yeah, and the song is catchy, no doubt. Right?
Yeah.
But when I tell you the message behind it, I hated it. The nice for what? Because for me, I've seen women be like absolute assholes to perfectly like respectful men for just for approaching. And so to me, that song was literally like that. Like, what do I need to be nice for? And like, why not? You know what I'm saying? So, but that women, of course, love that song, right? Because they feel like they relate to that. And don't get me wrong, I know it's not easy when you're like a beautiful woman and you getting catcalled and whatnot. But my thing is like, why not be an asshole to those guys and be respectful to the ones who are respectful to you instead of just lumping them all together? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that type of thing. But yeah, but anyway, I mean, all that to say, the music does influence quite a bit from No Scrubs. And it's funny. I don't know if you've seen the memes where it's like the whole time TLC was broke talking about they don't want
right. Didn't want none. Just broke. Oh my God. We could do the music thing like all day because I am all about dissecting lyrics and what it means. Because I'm with you. I was like, wait, I was singing that back in the day. Like, what I pulled up the lyrics because I was trying to think, like, so here it's the crazy because I'm looking at the lyrics. So questioning because I was like, okay, are they specifically talking about the relationships? Like, because I don't know if at the time I was in high school, right? I'm like, I don't know if at the time they were talking about now that they made it because this was what their second album. I think
they were. I think this was like they was talking about dating for sure, and it's more of a prospect. Here. Tell me what you think about me. I buy my own diamonds and I buy my own rings. I don't remember after that. What she said.
Right. So then, hold on, because it does say, "Tell me how you feel about this. Try to control me, boy. You get dismissed."
Right.
Pay my own fund. Oh, I pay my own bills. Always 50-50 in relationships.
Yeah, see? That's what, yeah, when I heard that, the always 50-50 in relationships, I was like, nah. See? Yeah. But that's the point. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The proof was in the song. The proof was in the lyric. Whatever you want to say, that try to control me, you get dismissed. Now, obviously, sure, if it's actual control, but that's the thing is that typically these independent women out here, they will define control as you asking them to do anything different than what they want to do.
You messing up their program.
Yeah. So it's like, why the fuck you get in a relationship if you didn't want to have to, you know what I mean? If you didn't want to have to answer to somebody, that's exactly.
Look, we bringing it all back. Answering to somebody, because wait, wasn't Bills was before that.
Yeah, long before.
Can you pay my bill? That album, my brother cannot stand. He cringes because I played that album.
I used to play that album, but again, I was a kid.
And he knows it for the root. That's exactly. That's what he said. He can't to this day. I don't care where we are at grocery, like wherever. If anything come on, he'd be like, because he just knows it. I played that album out. But okay, answering to somebody. Here's the thing. Oh my God, we could get into this music thing all day, but we're not gonna do it because we are going to end on this note with my boy Evan right here. Because the music discussion, it can go on forever because it is one that I absolutely love. All right. But Evan, wrap us up with your takeaway, like just a general one. If it's gonna be about what we talked about, anything in general that you want the people to know about, the stupid people.
All right. Well, I mean, first of all, if you haven't gone to my episode of Pop the Balloon, go ahead and catch that on YouTube. But also like takeaways. I would just say, look, man, at the end of the day, we are in a time right now that is we hurting relationships. We hurting relationships. And the answers, the writing is on the wall, and a lot of people just don't want to accept it. That's the thing. There's always going to be excuses about it. It's like, look, man, I have looked at look, I'm a statistics guy. I look at stats. A lot of people actually no. To be honest, it's only women. I'm gonna be real. It's only women that hate stats.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've never met a guy who doesn't like statistics. But the fact of the matter is statistics aren't just there just for fun. They're there because they give you a sample size of what's likely out there. So yeah, the stats they show, like, as a society, first of all, the divorce rate is 50-50. That means marrying anybody is a literal crapshoot, and it's kind of a stupid decision at this point to get married. Doesn't mean I don't want it. I'm hopeful and prayerful that I will, have a I'll be on the top side of that and not end in divorce. But fact of the matter is, you got 50-50 divorce. You also have decade by decade, I think from like 1965 to the current, we are down in fertility over 50%. So that means people on average now are having less than half the children that they were having back in like 1965, right?
I can see that. So, my daddy, the baby of 10, my mama, the oldest of
right.
6. So I got one.
Yeah. So I always joke, they say God is coming, and He is. He's coming in the form of modern femininity, I was like, modern feminism. Is the more that we have people thinking that we have all the time in the world, because we don't. As men, yes, we might, but at the end of the day, my pops passed when he was 37. Even as men, as human beings, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Tomorrow's not promised. So I don't live my life thinking I have all the time in the world to do what I want to do. I want to do what I want to do when I have the control to do it. As far as women, obviously it's an uncomfortable conversation, but facts are facts. You guys have a biological clock. To be sitting around acting like you guys are going to be starting your families at age 40 and that's going to be the safe thing to do, I'm sorry, it's stupid and it's irresponsible. So which, so I have one. I tell people it is crazy. It's crazy. It's because, so I had my daughter when I was 19. I turned 20 the month afterwards. And here at 42, I'm like, I'm glad I had her young, but my daughter being 22 now, I don't want her to have, you know what I mean? Right. So, but you're absolutely right. But I only wanted one. And even to this day, I cannot imagine at 42 years old having a baby, like, or waiting, or even waiting to have had one, like, now. It's crazy. And the thing is, it's like, look, not even there. Yeah, like, I'm not saying kids. I'm not saying that, women should rush to have babies. Yes, right. I don't think anybody should rush to have babies. It's just, I think that priorities have to be changed. Like, we have to reevaluate priorities, because the fact of the matter is, if a woman was like, okay, I'm gonna find myself. I'm gonna make sure that the man that I choose to be with is a quality man who can support the family. Then that gives her the ability to have kids younger or at a more reasonable age, instead of having to feel like, well, I'm gonna get myself established in my career first, and then when I'm 40 plus, then I'll start having, like, no, that's just not the smart thing to do. I'm sorry, it's not. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look, man, I said some painful truths right now, but it's more so, like I said, understand my intent. My intent is that I want the best for everybody, and I want people to make wise decisions. I want people to live without regret. I think that a lot of people, when I'm 50, I think I'm gonna see a lot of my peers that I grew up with have regrets for one thing or another. And a lot of that, I think, is going to be is going to stem around family life. I think we're going to find a lot of these people, a lot of the women who think that they have all the time in the world. I think they're gonna, they baddies right now. They look good, all that stuff, and because of that, they're very superficial. They don't know how to have real conversations. They don't know how to accept it when a man isn't gawking over them or isn't, all like in love with them from day one. Right. They don't know how to accept that stuff, and so they end up having nothing meaningful and nothing that has any substance. And then watch, we'll see a bunch of 50-year-olds. I mean, again, the statistics already show it. Like, we're gonna be a generation of like, we're gonna have the most like 50-year-old single, never married and no kids women ever. Evan, you keep getting into different discussions because I wanted to talk about that too, but we are at the
in. Oh my God. No. Oh yes. I can't start nothing.
No,
we got like 2 minutes. I can't start nothing.
As you can see,
because I had that was good.
Passionate about this, man.
Very.
I'll be going on a tangent, get myself in trouble.
This is why I had to retire him, because we can do this all day. Like this, it can be all day. But what I'm gonna do, because I didn't even get into the quick fire. How many times? Nope, I don't even. Nope, I'm not gonna do the quick fire. What I am gonna do is we're gonna end it like this. Pick up this book and flip to a random page, just random, and then read what it says, y'all.
All right, random.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it says you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be loved how you want to be loved. You deserve to be loved how you love. You deserve to be loved while you are healing. You deserve to be loved as your authentic self. You deserve to be loved, flaws and all. And being the man that I am, I'd be remiss to not include that you better be working on them flaws. Work on the flaws, y'all. Me and Evan are out.